So, uh, this is where we left off. We have some links to frequently used sites. We'll add some more later. Today, though, I'd like to adjust the format of this website. Remember, to see what it really looks like, you go over here to where it says open a new tab. And you'll see that this is really your website. And as you make changes here, you can hit run for sure to get those changes to take effect. But just come here and hit refresh and you'll see the change. So let's try an easy one first. You notice that on the web page here, it's kind of slammed up against the left side. We can kind of indent that pretty easily with a simple piece of code. So go to where the end of the body tag is on line 9. This is the beginning of the body tag. Push down the other code, and you can go all the way to the left if you want. And do a left tag and type the word block quote. As you type a few letters, you'll see that show up. Click on that and just hit the right tag, which is shift period. Hit run, and now you see that it's indented. There is a slash block quote, but if you don't use it, it's all indented. And if I come here and hit refresh, you'll see that that change is reflected here. The next thing I want to tackle is font size, and we can just go below block quote to do that. And it's a tag called font, and it can take a attribute called size, and you can assign the value of that to maybe 5. And there is a slash font, but again, if you don't use it, it'll affect the entire page if you have it at the top here of the body section. And you'll see the font's a little bit bigger here, and that should be reflected here as well. The next thing is the background color. We can adjust that, and that's in the body tag. And so you go to the end of the Y and body, but before the ending tag, and do a space. And it's BG for background and color. And you can use any kind of color word you want. I don't think I'll do lime. Say I wanted to do light blue. And you hit run, and you get that. And of course, any common color word will work here. But I'll show you something else in just a moment that'll give you a little bit more, a few more options. So there is something else called RGB codes. And so if I just type in RGB colors, you'll get lots of links to sites that'll help you pick out a color. And I think the first one here is Rapid Tables. I'll just use it. Move this out of the way here. And if you scroll down a bit, what we're looking for are these hex codes right here. It's red, green, blue, and it's begins with a pound sign and then 6 numbers or letters. And you can find any color that you want to use, and you can get that to show up. And what you would probably do is just copy this, highlight it, do Control or Command C, and come over here. Whoops, sorry, come to your source code. And you could remove this and replace it with that, and that will get you that color. Okay, and as you can see, you're going to run into issues with the contrasting colors here, and let's tackle that right now. Say I wanted my font, the BIP's homepage and below are links I use a lot, to be white. So I can go to the font tag here, add another space, and type in color, and equals white, or assign the value of white. And that'll change that, as you see. Now, how do you change the links? It's a little bit more complicated in HTML, but it can be done pretty easily. And that's back in the body tag. And you're going to add a lot of stuff here. There's actually 3 settings here. If you've never been to the site before, it tends to be blue. If you've already visited it, it tends to be purple. And you can change those colors. And as you click on it, that's called the active link, and that tends to be red if you don't specify these things. Well, what I tend to do is make them all 3 the same color. So I'll come in here in the body tag, and there's 3 things. It's one called the link. That's the blue one, if you will. Then there's the visited link. That's that purple one. And then there's an active link, and that's what's usually red. But say I wanted all these to be pink for some reason. I'd say, hey, all right, make link equal pink, make v-link equal pink, make it a video, thanks, and make active link pink. If you do that, then you can control the color of the links as well. All right. And so just be careful. Don't do a white background and white text. They'll just disappear. Let's see what else. I think that's good on that part. RGB colors, again, that's red, green, blue, and if you just Google that, you'll find lots of sites like this. And again, you're looking at these codes right here. All right, let's tackle a background image and see if I have time for that. And what you do for that is, say I wanted a background on here. I think I have one open earlier, but I don't have to show you, but I can't find it right now. But I'm not going to look for it while we're taping. But let's go back to the code, and you can add an attribute called background, and it'll override BG color, or you can remove it. But I need to get an image first. So I need to place it into the files panel here. So let me see if I can find a background image. I'm going to try wallpaper. Usually you want something pretty large, and wallpaper images do that. Kind of like what you use for desktops, you know? I'm not going to get what I want. Let's say if they have a picture of a galaxy. No images found in your search for a wallpaper galaxy. Now let's take out just galaxy. I don't want wallpaper. There we go. And the spiral galaxy. I'll try that. And here it is. It says download this image. It's not very large. I got to accept their cookies. I think since it's so small here, I'll probably not use this as a background image. I'm going to try instead. Here it is. And that comes to your downloads folder, either on a Chromebook or on a Mac. And what you need to do is upload that image to your Replit. So over here in the Files panel, if you have it closed, just click on it, and open it up. The three dots at the very top, there's Upload File. And it should kick you to Downloads, and there's your file. And you can see this one's kind of small, so I'm probably not going to use it as a background image. I'm just going to use it as a regular image. So there it is, and I'm trying to get this on this web page, right? Now, I'll put it in the background. I don't think it's going to work. So, but anyway, you can rename this. You can't rename the dot whatever. Don't mess with that, but you can change this part. I'll just call it G1 for Galaxy 1, and it's .jpeg. So anyway, now in here in the code, in the body tag at the top, you can add a word called background and have it equal to the file name. And you got to type it in just right. So it's evoking this G1 JPEG right there. And let's see what happens. So there is the image, but it's going to tile, and you're going to see it here. When there's not enough room, it just repeats. And I'm not real crazy about that. I'd like a much bigger picture to see. Sorry, you can't see this in the room. But that's how it works. If you use a bigger image, it'll look a lot better. And for an image this kind, I'd actually argue to make it a regular image, and that's a different piece of code. But I'm going to stop here, and I think I've shown you enough. And if you have any questions, let me know. Send me the URL of your website. If you come up here and say, you can say, hey, can you look at my code and just send me this? I should be able to see it. I should also be able to see it if you send me this, because I can always just go to View, Developer, and view your source that way. Okay? And so good luck. Let me know how it goes. And the next week, we'll add more links and finally grade this document. So thanks so much. I'll show you how to turn this into me next week.